Over the last decade of Disney ownership of Star Wars, it's pretty universally agreed that the first two seasons of Mandalorian are some of the best Disney Star Wars content out there. And one of the most loved aspects of The Mandalorian was Boba coming back, and just how well he executed his return was. He was teased in season 1 but never shown, then we see his armor but not him, and then we finally see him without his armor, and then we finally see him reclaim his armor. Then it's announced that he gets his own spin-off show about taking over Jabba's place in the crime world. And we all know how that show went down. 2 episodes, Mando was the focus, while Boba cameoed in his own show. And those 2 episodes with Mando was just taking back one of the most heartfelt moments of the series. In a 7-episode series, mind you. Book of Boba Fett aside, Temuera Morrison is extremely passionate about the character. He loves returning, he was excited about Boba, he just loves being in the Star Wars universe. But for Morrison himself, Disney has shelved Boba Fett for the time being, and there's no current plans for Boba Fett. Morrison was at a con last year advocating fans to tell Lucasfilm that he wants to be back as Boba Fett, whether that be Book of Boba Fett Season 2 happening or just in any other form of media. Lucasfilm then calls him up saying that they have no plans for Boba Fett, basically telling him to shut up. And it's like, after all this time, after all these years, there is still no vision for Star Wars. They go on to hire on some terrible showrunners and screenwriters, the series flops, and then they just give up on it. Like, what did they expect to happen? That audiences were going to be okay with Boba getting shafted for 2 episodes of his own series? And that the series itself was straight up not good? Like, are we just supposed to eat that up? And one of the biggest problems with the Book of Boba Fett is that he says what he's going to do in the first episode, and that's exactly what he does for all 5 episodes. A ruthless bounty hunter, and he just is sitting on the sidelines for the most part. And it's not like Boba Fett himself is beyond savable as a character, right? There's plenty to salvage here. His reputation barely got ruined. All he needs is one cool fighting scene and he's back in the spotlight. And honestly, I'm kind of surprised that Boba isn't coming back in any form of media right now, that the character is completely shelved. Not just that season 2 isn't happening, but Boba Fett himself is out. I would think that he would show up in another form of media that isn't his own show, like some kind of New Republic movie or any of these so-called Mandoverse movies if they actually happen. It's like Disney's whole philosophy right now is, alright, let's put out a series that is very mediocre, and if fans do not eat it up, we just cancel everything related to that character. And it especially hurts when the actor is very passionate about it. Look at Ewan McGregor with Obi-Wan. Look at Temuera Morrison with Boba Fett. These are 2 actors that got completely screwed by having terrible showrunners and just not given the proper support that they needed. And then these characters are just left to rot. I really wish Disney would learn from their mistakes and improve on it instead of just giving up, moving on to the next project, doing the exact same thing with that project, giving up, and then moving on to the next project, and the cycle repeatedly continues because they never learn. And at this point, it's just like they don't care to learn. They want Star Wars to fall into irrelevancy. Anyways, that's all I got for this one. If you guys enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys in the next one.